Welcome, friends. The plan for today had been pretty simple. I wanted to make a DIY at-home Nutella. So my plan had been to read the labels on a bunch of different brands, cross-reference with some online recipes, and then come up with something that I could make at home. Simple plans never pan out with me. So I've got some hazelnuts. They can also be called filberts or cob nuts, depending on where you live. Got them on a baking sheet, and I'm going to pop them in the oven to toast them. So here's the deal. I really like Nutella. I like cooking with it. I like baking with it. I like putting it in cakes and brownies and cookies and all of those things. What I don't like is that it has a lot of palm oil in it, and they've changed the formula over the years. They've taken out some of the cocoa, they've taken out some of the hazelnuts, and they've put in more sugar. So it is now sweeter than ever, but a lot of the other flavors are dulled down. So I wanted to make something that was more robust and that didn't have palm oil in it. So I started doing a little bit of research, and one thing leads to another, and I come up with where this brand came from. So a little bit of history. Nutella is born 1966 or 1965 in this form called Nutella, goes out to the world. This company had been making this product, though, since 1945 or 46, just after World War II. But the history of the actual product goes back to the early 1800s when Napoleon ruled continental Europe. They put an embargo on trading with the British and the British colonies, which constricted the flow of cocoa and chocolate. So there was a chocolate shortage. And in Italy, someone came up with the idea of, let's stretch the chocolate by adding in hazelnuts. And so I'm not going to say it, but crema de was born. Although sometimes it's written crema de, different spellings, same word, same meaning. Now, so the original from the 1800s that people would have made at home consisted of a dark chocolate, cream, heavy cream, butter, and sugar. And as I sort of went through a lot of old recipes and old Italian recipe books from the late 1800s, early 1900s, I came across some variations. Vanilla was often added. Very important ingredient, I think. And in some cases, there was a hazelnut liqueur added in order to ramp up that hazel flavor. And I found one recipe that called for a dessert spoon of coffee. So I'm going to put in a little bit of coffee, and I know that that's not going to change the flavor to coffee, but coffee is one of those flavors and filled with compounds that elevates chocolate. So hopefully we're not going to taste the coffee, we're just going to taste more chocolate. So here's the deal. I'm going to toast the hazelnuts, and then I need to remove the skins, which is almost impossible task. Need to roll them around in a cloth and sort of scrub them off individually. Okay, so this time I'm going to try something a little bit different, because this is the part of working with hazelnuts that I absolutely hate, and that's getting this papery shell off. And you want to get as much off as possible because it is a little bit bitter, and you don't want that bitterness in your final product, whatever it might be. So instead of doing the rubbing it in a cloth or a tea towel, I'm going to put them in this sieve. And luckily I have two sieves exactly the same. No clue if this is going to work. Pretty sure it might. I've seen people do this with garlic, and it takes the peels off of garlic, so why not hazelnuts? And I've got a big garbage can here behind because I'm pretty sure that a lot of the paper is going to fall through. And we're just going to shake. Okay, so I finished this outside. It was super messy, but probably the most effective way that I've ever found for taking the skins off of filberts. So I pop these into a food processor along with some sugar, and we just start processing those down. Now this could take a while. I've seen a lot of recipes that say it's going to take like a minute. I'm going to tell you that it's probably going to take closer to 10 or 15 minutes. You want to break this down to a nut butter, almost like peanut butter. And be patient. Keep at it. Keep scraping down the sides and let it go. Okay, while that's grinding away, it's time to melt the chocolate. And you can melt the chocolate any way you like. If your preferred method is to put it over a pot of barely simmering water and melt it gently that way, go right ahead. I've started to do it in a microwave, and that's kind of the way I really like to do it now. So I'm going to melt the chocolate and I'm going to melt the butter with it at the same time. So I don't have a microwave here in the studio. I'm going to have to go inside. Okay, this looks pretty good. That is a nice, smooth looking nut butter. Okay, here we go. Final assembly. First in, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract into the melted chocolate, 2 teaspoons of hazelnut liqueur or hazelnut extract into the melted chocolate. Next in is heavy cream, whipping cream, 35% cream, depending on where you live, you might call it something different. And coffee crystals, instant coffee. And we're going to whisk that in. Now the hazelnut butter goes in. Let's see how much of a mess I make. Oh, I just might be able to do it. Looking pretty good. It's really thin and runny, but it's still really warm. Between heating and melting the chocolate and grinding up the nuts into nut butter, it's retained quite a bit of heat. And as it cools, it will thicken. And it will thicken definitely because you have to keep it in the fridge. Flavor's there. A little bit grainier than purchased. But with home equipment, there's nothing else you can do. Now, I'm going to put this into mason jars, put a lid on, and keep it in the fridge. Because it's got fresh cream in it, you can't leave it out on the counter. It has to be refrigerated.
So Glenn, your multi-day project has come to an end. Are you sure you have accomplished what you were trying to accomplish?
Well, let's find out. This
Okay.
is the hazelnut spread that we made.
That you've been working on?
Yep.
Cooked not too long, not too
Yeah, so
short.
I mean, there's a whole bunch of different things that you need to do in order to get the hazelnuts just right and get the chocolate just right, and but I think I've done it. Well, let's see.
So how do you want to do this? Do you want to start with that one?
Let's start with this one and just see what our impression is, and then we'll try the
More traditional.
more traditional
the ones that are out there?
supermarket brands. Yeah. So, I know that the flavor is going to be.
Somehow I have to laugh because it seems like one of the most unhealthiest things I'm just going to eat spoons of Nutella over and over again.
Totally unhealthy. Okay.
So that one is super hazelnutty, and I really, really like it. It is gritty.
Okay, so there's the thing. You can't in a home food processor grind the hazelnuts down to a
whip it to
really
the full
nice,
smooth?
really nice paste. If you had one of those, there's this thing that they make chocolate in that's got 2 stone wheels that go over another stone wheel and it grinds it down into a paste. Check out Alex French Guy. He's got a thing on making chocolate and he has one. I think that would
Probably
make
work
this
better.
into that. Now the chocolate, I used a little bit of milk chocolate and a little bit of
Okay.
semi-sweet. You could go full on dark chocolate if you wanted to. I mean, you can play with the flavors and make it into what you
But that
want.
really does have a strong hazelnut and a
Yep.
strong roasted hazelnut, like that.
Yeah.
That.
And I think part of
This was
that,
in the oven kind of flavor. I really like it.
I think part of that roasted flavor is also from the darker chocolate because these would all be milk chocolate.
I would say though that if you told me you were feeding me Nutella, I'd be like, nah.
Oh no, yeah, no,
Okay.
it's
Just a hazelnut,
an
tasty hazelnut spread.
it's an adult Nutella. I don't think kids would like this because of the darker roasty flavors.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Which leads us to,
The other,
I mean, everyone knows what Nutella tastes like, but let's see what the off-brands taste like.
is that one smooth? Chocolatey?
Smooth, chocolatey, super sweet, and not too
It is super
hazelnut.
sweet. It is super sweet.
Not too hazelnutty, but you do get a hazelnut aftertaste.
Right at the end. Yeah. Which is what I remember from Nutella from the.
Now these next two, this is PC and this is No Name. These are both from the same supermarket. These are house brands from the same supermarket chain. And when you look at the
And
ingredients,
they both came with the same
same pattern in the top,
pattern on the top.
coming off the same line, but they have a different set of ingredients,
There you go.
which is how you get
Which is interesting because that
Oh,
one
it's
at room
really
temperature
liquidy.
is really liquidy.
really liquidy.
Oh, that's almost too much. I'm in trouble. That one has more of a hazelnut flavor than that one did.
And this one, hazelnut up front, less chocolate, just as sweet, maybe even sweeter.
The melting one of that one, though, would make it perfect for s'mores.
Almost no, finish. You should taste
I
it.
haven't even got my spoon out.
You should taste it before I change your.
Again, I'm now 3 flavors in.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the sad part. I do like them all, but they're all a little bit different.
They're
That
all a
one-
little bit different.
That one's much more chocolatey.
That's what I was going to say. All I get from that is a sweet chocolate hit, and I don't really get any hazelnut.
For some
flavor.
reason, it's like a joyous, chocolatey, marshmallowy kind of flavor to it.
I would just call that a chocolate spread. I don't.
That's okay. I like chocolate spread.
And then we come to Nutella. There's hardly any left in this poor jar.
Clearly, you've been comparing a lot. Is this what happened this week? You're comparing constantly? Because I'm pretty confident this was just as full when these ones started. I just say it. I could be wrong. But interesting is that has a completely different texture.
Yeah.
It has almost a gooey texture. I
Yes.
guess which makes it really great for spreading.
Yeah. Okay. I think the conclusion is
They're all different, but they're all good.
they're all different. They're all good. This is more chocolatey than hazelnutty, so it's kind of. They're all really sugary. They're all really
Did you
sweet.
do a taste between these two?
Between these two, yeah.
I keep trying to not pull out a giant spoon.
I think this one's got a. I think if I was going to say that two are the same, I would put this with the Nutella as being closer.
It's funny, they taste the same, but they have a really different mouthfeel.
Yeah.
I actually think that one has more hazelnut to it. But, what do I know? I've had 2 tastes. I mean, really,
And at this point, I'm
chocolated out.
chocolated
Yeah,
and sugared out.
fully sugared.
So here's what we've learned. When you make something at home, you can make it any way you like, and you can control the ingredients, you can control the quality of the ingredients, and you can play with the flavors until you get something that you like.
That being said,
There's something absolutely amazing about the ones that you buy in the grocery
yes,
store.
but that is a lot of work,
Yes.
and hazelnuts are not easy to get hold of always, and it takes a lot of time, and you could waste a lot of hazelnuts just
It's
making it wrong.
It's no cheaper.
Yeah.
It's no
So
cheaper. And,
it's
and if you decided that you wanted to put Nutella in your brownies, you just might as well go to the store and get a.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
Absolutely, I love it. It's great.
Yep.
But boy,
It was a bit of
that
work.
was a lot of work.
Yeah. But any of these would be a great substitute. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, it all comes down to how much time you've got and
How
what
much-
you like to do.
what
If it
you-
brings you great joy, go for it.
this brought me great joy. Thanks for stopping by. See you again soon.